Welcome everyone to Hear Now, the Requiem of Blood. Or as I think what actually happened, this was supposed to be a translation for Hear Now, the Rondo of Blood. Because again, this game is called Dracula X, Rondo of Blood. Are you guys sick and tired of me saying that? You won't be for long. I'll be saying it a dozen more times. Welcome back to Richter's Journey as we get ready to finish this thing. Roughly, we're actually getting up to the keep of the castle, Alex. So it's time for us to take on the Lord of Darkness. We already took on his right-hand man, and in fact, we took on his other right-hand man, the guy who resurrected him.
And you're almost dead.
I'm gonna need to go ahead and have you say it again, Alex. What was his name again?
I can't remember actually.
Who's the man? It was Shaft.
Oh, Shaft.
Shaft! Thank you. Damn right. So this is actually what is now basically become the clock tower area of Castlevania, which is now not necessarily just a level, Alex. It is leading up into Dracula's Keep. So there actually now is kind of a floor plan where there wasn't one before for Castlevania.
Yeah.
And even then, there really isn't, because as you will find out in later games, Alex, the castle takes on a life all its own. Yes, in Castlevania lore, the castle is a sentient creature.
Makes sense.
I'm glad it makes sense to somebody, because even I, as a Castlevania fan, laugh at that concept.
We're talking about a series that has Medusa and Death working for a vampire. It's not that far-fetched.
This is entirely true. Oh, dude, and it gets worse than that. Just wait until we get into the later games. So, Medusa, Greek mythology. I can't remember who actually came up with the Grim Reaper first. I can't remember if it's just English or... I know the novel that it's inspiring, but I'm not sure like where Death comes into play as the Grim Reaper. But later on, you will have monsters that are derived from Jewish mythology.
Right.
You will have
like
monsters based on African mythology, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Mesopotamian mythology, a lot of stuff.
Sounds like Dracula's a well-traveled man.
And the straight-up Bible, okay? Like not just, you know, the monster movies that we all come to know and love. There are monsters that are from the straight-up Bible that eventually become bosses in Castlevania.
Nice.
Like, I don't know if you're familiar with this in the Bible, the concept of Legion.
Doesn't ring a bell.
The person, so you've heard the terminology of "we are Legion."
Yes.
Okay, it talks. I'm probably gonna murder the story, so guys, don't get on my case. But there's actually a point where Jesus visited a possessed man, and he said, "We are not one, we are Legion." And that spouted its own kind of mythology. That's a regular boss from here on in, is Legion. It's literally like this huge mass of flesh that is just thousands of bodies put together.
Oh, I see.
And that's from the frickin' Bible. Yes, Castlevania ripped from the Bible, people. All right, and also if people notice, we got the key. Remember, we still have one maiden that has not been saved. And there's the door to save her. It's time to save our beloved betrothed, Annette. And there she is, Alex, in all of her purple-haired glory.
Oh,
We saved her.
we did.
Annette!
Richter!
There really wasn't any need to shout. There's animation that's straight out of Ninja Gaiden.
You aren't hurt?
No. Are you?
Nah, I'm fine. I'm overflowing with the blood of the vampire hunter after all. I need to let a little out once in a while.
Oh, well then.
You head back to the village without me. I'm going on ahead. It's time to end this 100-year blood
You
feud.
mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna kill him
No,
myself.
don't. It's too dangerous.
But this is my destiny. Besides, his blood is calling to me. The path up to here is safe. Now get going.
Richter! Wait! Richter!
For those who don't understand...
Come back. Come back in one piece.
for those who don't understand the whole blood is calling, let me put that in a modern context for you. His blood sent him a text to meet him at the park at like this time.
Really?
Does that make sense? All right, cool. Are we on the same? Are we on the same level? Alex, we good? Cool. Confirmation. Yeah. So now we have all of the maidens. Yay! We now officially qualify for the perfect ending, for the good ending for Richter, because he saved the day. He saved all the maidens. Technically, Maria did a lot of the work, but we don't talk about that. Actually, what happens is as soon as you save the maiden, it just like the game will save it.
Yeah.
As you have it. So that's actually really handy. I actually thought you had to complete the level so that, you know, the game would do that kind of a save. No. All you have to do is get the maiden. And so you can technically get Annette with Maria and it would still count. And as a bunch of you guys clarified, because I have not played Rondo of Blood all the way through. What I was telling Alex about earlier in this Let's Play is actually a Dracula X Chronicles exclusive, where if you have certain actions taken down with the succubus, as well as if you don't save all the maidens, and I think it's obligatory for Maria, you have Annette as a boss fight.
Right.
Like, you have to face her. She's been recently turned to a vampire. So that was inaccurate. I did not realize that was not in Rondo. It's just in Dracula X Chronicles. So all the more reason for us to later on take on Dracula X Chronicles and see all the amazing stuff they added.
Ooh,
after I get chopped by this ginormous knight.
So this is the older version, and then...
This is the older version, yeah. Dracula X Chronicles is a huge update to it. Which by then, we will probably be playing it on Castlevania Requiem, because that is coming out to PS4. And as, in case people haven't already noticed, the player for the PSP is kind of small, so I have to really work hard to be able to fit this all on screen, hence why it seems a little stretched. And so that's the unfortunate concept here, is that if we're going to do this, we're going to do it on like an actual 1080 console, so I don't have to do this again. But Dracula X Chronicles is more than worth it as far as I am concerned, because it's already a fun game in its own right. Adding more stages for you to be able to go through with both Richter and Maria, it's awesome. And you can already see the sheer hell that is right below me, Alex.
Wow.
I'm not even gonna lie. This took more attempts, slightly more, than getting to death. And it's only because once I got to this gauntlet, things got insane. Because it's just one enemy after another. And believe it or not, that's actually really close to the end of the level. Really close to the end boss. But wait. Drak just kind of let it loose. There's a boss for this fight.
Well, of course there's a boss.
But we already killed Death. And we already killed... Shaft! We already killed Shaft. What could be left other than Dracula?
Dracula?
Dracula. And the funniest thing is... I mean, it's Dracula. He could easily summon something else up. He's done it over the years. I mean, we technically have faced off a lot of the bosses that he came up with in a lot of the popular games, but we haven't really touched Dracula's curse. Oh, and by the way, so before people ask me the question, because I know that somebody out there is going to ask, as of yesterday, Castlevania Season 2 is up. I have not seen it yet. I'm looking forward to it, though. And yeah, I game overed.
Yeah.
This took multiple attempts, and so we're just going to cut into the successful attempt to get through this damn gauntlet.
The save stated.
What was that?
No, never mind.
Yeah, so Castlevania Season 2 is out on Netflix as of last night. I have not seen any of it, because after the podcast, I was beat. Like, I needed to go to bed real bad. Which is funny, because right after this happens to me a lot with the podcast, is instantly I have like this surge of adrenaline that happens about an hour after.
Yeah.
And then I have to go work that off. Andrea gets annoyed with it. 'Cause she's like, I thought you said you were tired. I thought I was tired too. Well, let's try and go through this gauntlet again. I hate these guys. And you want to know what's really sad? These guys are now a staple from here on in all of the Metroidvania Castlevania games. These mother effers are in all of them. And they're all just as annoying.
Just like probably those, Knights or something from Legend of Zelda.
Iron Knuckle?
Iron Knuckle or the other ones.
Oh, these guys get worse. In Symphony of the Night in particular, there are versions of those knights that you'll come across that if you kill it, its ghost will leave its body and you have to kill the ghost. And the only way you can hit the ghost is to hit the sword, which means you have to run the risk of getting hit. And that's how, like, so when you see the sword go in half, that's how you know if you're dealing with a ghost or not. The sword will not go in half until you kill it.
That's...
Just try to imagine that in your head. All of a sudden going, wait, I thought I killed it! I thought I killed it! And no, you didn't. Silly boy and girl. You didn't kill it. Thankfully, I'm almost to the end. I'm almost to the end, guys. I just have to make my way through this mother effer. There we go. Now I don't have to kill him again. But you left the screen, Drak. 8-bit and 16-bit rules dictate he respawns. No. No. This game was smarter than that. You take that back. This game was smart enough to realize that you were going to have a hard time and put a 1-up in this area. Like, we probably know you will die a couple of times, so here's this charity on us.
And where's the wall chicken? You need him.
There is, in fact, no wall chicken. Why? Because we're actually near the end of the level. So they deemed that it was not necessary, and that's why I died! See, what's funny is that I should have gotten way more pissed than I did at this particular area as compared to death. I did not. I was not screaming obscenities this time around. Okay, well, shall we tango again? Ah, damn it! I literally got hit by the tip of his sword. Just the tip, Alex!
Just the tip.
Okay, so now we gotta kill him again. Ow. Stop it. I know, I can't tango with you. Can you leave me alone, please? I know, I suck at video games. Leave me alone! This is one of those scenarios where I need to have a talk with James Rolfe and just say, like, look, I love your Castlevania coverage and all, but you were wrong about the Dracula X stuff. The overall game is hard. It wasn't just the Super Nintendo version. Thankfully, he clarified that in James and Mike Mondays when he went through it for the first time himself. Okay, I have the compulsion. I must go and take care of every candle, check every wall for wall chicken, even though I know there's no wall chicken there!
You're only just hoping.
I really am. Like, that's really what's happening. I'm hoping that maybe there was that one brick I didn't hit, and that brick is gonna have wall chicken. There we go. Alright, as we make our way up once again, except this time we don't have the axe, so we couldn't have killed this guy right off the bat. And unfortunately, no 1-up this time. You just get a heart. Because life hates you. Thankfully, now that we have the ledge, I can do the dance a little bit better. There we go. Okay, grab this one. And this is literally, this room is the last room before boss time. So all I have to do is kind of what I did in Super Castlevania 4. I have to use the clocks as a platform. Except, there you go. You have to go upstairs the other way. And now I have to hope beyond hope I can get this right. And no, I didn't.
Nope.
Thankfully, that didn't count as a pit. That would have sucked. Ah! No! Now I have to walk all the way back! This game hates me, Alex. This game hates me.
No.
Oh, I don't know if you guys actually noticed that. The mirrors in the background, one of them actually becomes a monster. Just to throw you off your game. It's like, ah, crap, skeleton! Okay, let's try this again, shall we? And whee! There we go. Okay, this is the door we need. And now it's boss time. But what on earth could we possibly be facing for a boss as the final level? Like we said, you know, death has been taken care of. Shaft has been taken care of.
You don't need to do it.
I mean, Dracula is the only possible solution, right?
Why are you?
Oh, and by the way, wall chicken right there in the boss room for you, Andrea.
Yeah.
And if you wanted the holy water. Now, here's an interesting thing they added but never really came back, is they made specific blocks that have tattoos on them, or markings, to say this can only be broken with this item. So you have that axe one, and then you have the cross one. And this was never implemented again in Castlevania. I'm not sure why. Because that would have been a really great way to hide secrets. Is make people have to backtrack, especially the direction that Castlevania went. So if you want, you could technically get the watch here. But we're not going to, because it's actually not the best item to walk into this fight with. So here we go. It's time to face Dracula, right? Actually, no, it's not. As we're not done with the guy that's trying to free all of our neighborhoods. What's his name, Alex?
Don't.
It's time to face the ghost of Shaft.
Oh, now they're just being lazy.
What's funny is that this model eventually gets utilized in later Castlevania games, but instead it is given the title the Necromancer. And a lot of Castlevania fans have speculated that that's just kind of what they decided to do with Shaft from here on in. Is instead he's just a random necromancer who will bring back the dead, which is the premise of this whole boss fight, right? That we're seeing a bunch of old bosses that we've long since killed coming back.
So it's a boss rush.
Yeah, but we don't have to worry about the other bosses. In fact, unfortunately, that's going to go ahead and do it. I guess we're just going to have to keep you waiting for a week. I'm such a bitch.
Yes, you are.
See you next Monday.